Hey everyone, it's Andy with the Reverb Tone Report. Today I'm checking out the Noble Screamer from Keeley Electronics. And as the name implies, it's a really cool twist on two tried and true circuits in one enclosure. So let's take a closer look. The Noble Screamer is a 4-in-1 boost and overdrive. To make that math possible, Keeley Electronics wired two famously green analog circuits in one box with shared level, drive, and tone controls. The two toggle switches can mix and match their respective tone and clipping sections, like using soft clip TS overdrive with the more scoop sounds of the ODR's Spectrum tone control. Vice versa, you could take the hard clipping OD section and match it with some seriously fat mids by using the low pass filter from the TS tone circuit. The Noble Screamer also marks the debut of Keeley's new lightweight aluminum wedge form factor, with either true bypass or high-quality buffered bypass with silent switching, and you could toggle between them on the fly just by holding the foot switch for 2 seconds. And you can find the fresh new sounds of the Noble Screamer right here on Reverb. Let's just start with the obvious, and I want to show you the difference between a Tube Screamer sound and a Noble sound. So some obvious differences there. You get a lot more gain and kind of a beefier low end in the Nobles. So let's try to mix and match here. I'm going to start with the clipping circuit of the Nobles, so we have a lot more gain like I mentioned. And then we're just going to change the EQ curve here. So it's not going to be quite as scooped. It's going to grab that EQ from the Screamer circuit and give you more of that classic mid bump. Hopefully you can kind of see the benefits here of having two of these circuits which you can borrow elements from. Now let's go the other direction. Start with the Screamer drive and we get that classic clipping, which is a bit more kind of crispy on the top end. And then we're just going to flip the whole EQ by going from that classic mid bump to the Nobles. And when you start mixing and matching these different circuits, here's where the really unexpected things happen. Here's a great example of that, and that's using a clean boost setting. So I'm going to start off with the Screamer stock with both switches down, and then I'm just going to switch the drive section over to hard clipping. And actually with the drive back, we're getting a more transparent tone than with the Screamer circuit. And that's really surprising because in all the other settings, you know, that Noble circuit is a lot more aggressive with the gain. So who would have thought going to hard clipping would actually get you a cleaner sound, and that's true in that clean boost example. Let's try some different combinations, and I'm going to switch over to this humbucker because it really changes the whole feel of this pedal. So that's a really nice fat sound with humbuckers, but if we just want a bit more clarity, we could either open up the tone a bit more or just switch down to the TS tone stack. So it's a bit more refined here. We're not getting that kind of gritty high end we got on the OD tone stack. So let's try this setting a bit more and just really go for it with the gain. And sticking with a high gain sound, let's start with the all Screamer setting and then just change the tone stack, which is going to give us not only more output, but extra bass and treble. Well, that's the Noble Screamer from Keeley Electronics. Just a really cool take on two classic circuits, and I can't wait to see what they do next in this cool new enclosure. So check it out right here on Reverb, and thanks for watching.